Hey everybody, so I just want to give a question out there, and it came from a video that I saw on TikTok, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Okay, so have you ever experienced feeling off balanced or dizzy when you're going to a certain place? Like, let's say a big store like Walmart, or maybe a certain location. I know for me, I went to Vegas a couple of weeks ago. You guys saw the live, you guys were there. What you guys didn't know was that day one or night one in Vegas was totally fine. You know, we went to Tournament of the Kings, we had a blast. And then the next morning, had breakfast at the Excalibur buffet, had a blast again. It was really good, good way to start the morning. But then I walked to MGM with my dad, and upon walking back, I noticed I started getting like feeling lightheaded or feeling off balanced as I walked, and I was like starting to get scared because I was like, oh my goodness, what's happening here? What's going on? It was just so odd. It was just like so present there, like that off balance. And I was like, okay, maybe I just, I don't know, need to rest, or it was probably something weird. I don't know, right? So we go out again during the day, and I was feeling that off balance a little bit too, and it was like starting to scare me. So we took a nap, went out that night, started walking out, was good. That off balance feeling wasn't there all the time, but there were certain places, especially when I walked into MGM. You know what? That's so crazy because when I walked into MGM is when it happened in the morning. And, when we went out that night, all the other places were cool, fine. Walked into MGM so we can go to the monorail to go to the Venetian. And I noticed as soon as I walked into MGM, the same thing. And also, what I didn't know was that night there's a boxer. I think his name's Manny. I can't say his last name, but he is a pastor, and he was giving church services that entire week. So I don't know. I think it's, Vegas is obviously filled with a lot of demonic spirits, a lot of just basically a lot of demonic things. I mean, they don't call it the city of sin for nothing, right? But, now that as I'm talking, I'm getting these revelations. I really feel that, maybe because that battle of good and evil, they had that guy Manny there doing church services that night, in the city where it's just run by the devil, pretty much, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And, I'm noticing now, like, as we're getting closer to the end times and everything, I'm noticing that there are a lot of places where, like, ever since I came back from Vegas, like, I feel like I'm more aware of these things now because places like Walmart, I was like, whoa, this feels weird. Something feels off, random people looking at you weird, but, has anybody ever felt that? And I'm not talking about like because there's a physical problem with you. I'm talking about the spiritual side of it. We know we don't fight against flesh and blood. We know we don't war against flesh and blood, right? So, have you guys ever experienced that? Let me know in the comments.